Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to 94.5 KULT. This is Pope and Ayo, of course. How's it going out there? Popey, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you, Ayo?
I'm doing well. It's that time of year. It's our special show this is the second annual candidate special. And we are very excited. And first up is David and Katie. Welcome, David is in the studio with us right now.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Absolutely. And we should say right off the top of the bat that Katie can't be here. Thoughts and prayers, of course, are with Katie from Pope and Ayo, Scarred Spectrum Entertainment, and everyone here at KULT.
Of course. Our
thoughts are with her at this time of loss. So it seems like she's been doing strong with the campaign from a distance, and that's good. So, but welcome, David. We're glad to have you on the show.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, and like we said before we went on, basically how we run this gig is we let the candidates have this time to say what they wish to their supporters and anyone that might be on the fence on who they're going to vote for. And we'll go ahead and just open the discussion right now. First and foremost, what is your campaign, if you had to sum it up real quick? What are you guys looking to accomplish?
Yeah, for sure. Well, as they said, my name is David Pope, and I am running for student body president with Katie Grassi as my running mate for student body vice president. We really saw a need to change some things in the student government. Last year, I was a part of the protest movement in Searly against all of the program cuts that were happening, and I was also part of the protest movement against the closure of Malcolm Price Lab School. And what we really noticed is that at that point, when student majors were on the line and when students had a lot of problems with the university and were standing up for themselves, student government wasn't really standing up and advocating for them. So definitely we saw a problem with that, and we think that says something about the nature of NISG if it's really not standing up for students when it's necessary. We also saw that certain voices like the LGBT community and veterans were being silenced and kind of pushed to the side, and we want to make sure that everyone's voices are heard.
Sure, absolutely. And if there's one thing you had to say that sets your campaign apart from your competitors, what makes you guys? Well, your slogan, of course, is we're different, and that's great. But go into that. What makes you guys different from the other two running groups?
Yeah, well, I think the main thing, and we've gotten a lot of flack about this actually, but we're running as ourselves, right? We're running as openly gay folks. We're running as students who are here and just speaking our truth, and we're not really changing ourselves for the campaign or trying to run as robots or really being really impersonal. We're just speaking our truth. We're being ourselves, and we've gotten flack for that. Some people have called it unprofessional, but I think it's really something that student government needs to realize is that we're students still. We'll work better for students if we are being ourselves and just speaking our truth, and that's what I believe.
I love that slogan, by the way.
Thank you.
I love it. That's great. Let's see. Popey, do you have anything to open up the floor with?
Not off the top of my head. I honestly did not. I couldn't even remember that we had this going on tonight.
He forgot about the campaign special.
Yes.
Oh, no.
I was very busy. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Now, give us some what's coming up with the campaign going on. Debates are tomorrow, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. in the center of Mocker Union, there will be the debates with all 3 tickets.
And that's, of course, open to students to come and observe?
Everyone who's able should come and see what everyone's about.
Fantastic. All right, well, we'll be back with the David and Katie campaign. We're going to take a short break right now with some tunes, and we'll be right back with a weather report and more campaign talk right now. Let's do a little bit of Dead and Alive. You spin me round. 94.5 KULT. This is Pope and Ayo. Do not go anywhere. Welcome back. You're listening to Pope and Ayo here on KULT, and like we said, it is the candidate special. Right now we have Mr. David Pope with us. How is it going?
Good.
Glad to have you on board. Now, during the break, we mentioned a few things. One thing I think we're going to start out with is, should your campaign team be elected, what are some short-term goals you hope to accomplish, and what are some more long-term things?
Yeah, for sure. Well, one of our main things is trying to make sure that every student voice is heard, especially voices that have been marginalized in the past. So really short term, we'd want to do some things that are in our platform, like create the Student Voice app, which people could either go online on their computers or they could go on their smartphones and be updated on what's kind of on the Senate floor in student government that week, and they could weigh in on what's going on. Also, the Petition the President initiative, where if students could collect 250 signatures on whatever topic it is, we would have to respond within a week to that petition, no matter what the issue is. And so that would make sure that we're not overlooking any issues that are affecting a lot of UNI students. And that's something that right when we got into office, we could put into place with anyone who wanted to put out a petition like that. I think long term, we want to do some things with the LGBT Center, which is something that we've wanted to establish for several years, and that's obviously something that's going to have to be worked through with the administration and finding funding and things like that. But we've been working on it for a while now, and we can continue working on that and hopefully get that by mid to late our term if we were to be elected. Also, long term, just making sure that kind of systematically and structurally student government is working for students and listening to student voices, which is something that we'd obviously start short term with the petition and the Student Voice app, but also just kind of getting into the future, trying to make sure that everyone who's in student government is on the same page, that our job is to represent and advocate for students.
Good. And now I know a lot of what you've been advocating is student voices being heard, and this could have been an influencing factor, but what was it that made you decide that I am going to be part of this race that I'm going to run? Tell us a little bit about that.
Mm-hmm. Well, definitely it was the sense that I got last year with all of the budget cuts and the program cuts and everything like that, that student government wasn't really representing and advocating for students. That was the main thing that happened. And I also realized that there were a lot of students on campus who were really involved, who were really go-getters, who are fighting for their communities and who are speaking up, and that student government isn't necessarily representing them or staying true to the original purpose of student government, which is to represent students, not just to work for the administration or anything like that. So it really, Katie and I felt a mandate from the fact that we don't think the student government is doing the best job of representing students in the past, and we want to change that.
Now, of course, there's many ways to support you guys in the age of social media. And first off, tell us, when is voting taking place?
Yep. Voting will take place February 26th and 27th through My Universe. On those days, you can just get on any computer and go through your My Universe, and there will be a link where you can vote, not only for student body president and vice president, but also for your senators. So that's one way. You can also like the David plus Katie page on Facebook if you want updates about our campaign and about how to vote. And we also have a website, www.davidandkatiearedifferent.com.
Great. Any ending notes you want to put out there, anything we might have missed, or anything you want to put out there to make sure people hear?
Yeah, well, I think that just in general, Katie and I might not look like what people expect from student body president and vice president. We do march to the beat of our own drum, and we do things differently. And I think that we've gotten a lot of flack for that, but I think that's exactly what student government needs, is people who are willing to do things differently and put themselves out there to make change.
All right, great. I think that all sounds fantastic. I got to say, David and Katie, best of luck. Sound effects, that's right. February 26th and 27th, voting takes place.